Okay, so let's talk about bass tuning. Let's talk about a more advanced way of doing it. We talked about listening to each pitch and tuning each string off of that pitch by ear. And also we talked about using an electronic device just to get all four strings really quickly. And probably for bass players, um, that's probably the best way to go to get yourself in the ballpark, particularly if you have an electronic device that clips onto your instrument and works only on vibration versus the sound. Because oftentimes when you're tuning, there's probably other people in the room who are in the orchestra that are also tuning their instruments, and it makes it much more difficult to hear and get things into pitch, especially on a bass, because the instrument is just so low in pitch, and some of those pitches are really hard to listen to with the other sounds going on. So since I don't have a stand-up bass, I'm going to use my electric bass to demonstrate what I'm talking about. So let's say you're in an orchestra setting and it's a full orchestra. Somebody plays the oboe, plays an A, or maybe the concert master plays an A. That would be this pitch right here. That's pretty high. That's actually several octaves above where we usually play. So to make that be in agreement with that A, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to use our harmonics. Well, a harmonic is basically just taking the whole length of the string, what we call the speaking length. That's the part that vibrates. All right, that's between the bridge and the nut, where the string stops up there. Divide that exactly in half. And on a bass guitar, anything with frets, you can see that very easily because there's a set of double dots. That means that's the harmonic, the octave. That's on the 12th fret. Well, that exists on a stand-up bass, on a traditional upright bass. It's just not marked. There's no frets. So we're going to use that as our reference pitch. All right, so here's one. And if you divide that in half even more toward the headstock or the scroll, there it is again, an octave higher. By the way, that note is first finger in third position. If you were to play the note D on the A string with a first finger, that's where it is. But again, being a harmonic, you just lightly touch the string and the note just chimes. All right, so we're going to check that against this A here and see if we're in tune with it. I'll turn it down just a little bit. So here's the open A string. It's close, but to my ear, something's not quite right. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go to this harmonic first. It's not bad. Let's go back to the one in third position. First finger in third position. See, now it's pretty close to being in tune. So when I hear that A from the violin or the oboe or from wherever, I can tune to that note, and it will allow me to be in a similar range, so it's easier to hear. Now, from there, I've got my A in tune. On the D string, if you stay in third position, put your fourth finger down on the D string, that would be the note A. Okay, and there's actually a harmonic there as well. Can you hear it ring? I'm going to adjust that a little bit so they match. Okay, now my A string and my D string are now in tune. On the D string, I'm going to tune my G from the D string. Stay in third position, first finger down. And if I go to fourth finger on the G string, just like I did on the other strings, I get a similar harmonic. I should be the same note. I hear that this one's just a little flat. Here's the... And now we're in tune. So my A, my D, my G are now in tune. So with a little bit of practice, and you listen very, very closely, you'll be able to tune those very, very, very quickly. And that's the whole idea of doing it like this. Now, to tune the E string, Let's go back to our A string for a moment. Third position, my fourth finger goes down. If I were just to play that note, that's an E. But like the other notes in that same spot, I'm just going to go like this, play a harmonic instead. And from there, I have a couple of choices. I can play this harmonic, which is an octave lower, or I can play the one back, still in third position, with my first finger. Just a little bit flat. So now I have all my 4 strings in tune. Here's how quickly that would go normally in an orchestral setting. There's the A string. So in about 30 seconds or less, I'm able to get all 4 strings in tune. And that's a very easy way to do it. Now, you're ready to play.